Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make these adorable little elves. They make a cute little gift to give out to children, and I'm making these for our Christmas party that we have every year, and we always give out treats to the kids. As you can see, when I glued it to the candy tube itself, or the plastic tube that holds the candy, I did it so they can actually take out the candy. They can insert a piece of paper in here and use it as a bookmark later, so they don't actually have to throw it away. And they reseal. So let me get back with you. Below you will see all the punches that I punched out, because I have to make about 30 of these, and that was a lot of punches. I know you didn't want to watch me do all that. So I'm going to show you how to make just one today, and you can make yourself a production line like I do. Makes things go by a lot quicker, and you can get a lot done. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And the first thing I'm going to show you is how to make the head. First we have to have the ornament punch from Stampin' Up. You see my little writing there? That's my name. I take them to crops, and I let people borrow them, so I want to make sure I get it back. Okay, first we're going to punch out the head. There's his head. And he has to have ears. And we're going to use the bird punch. And we're just going to use the wing portion to make 2 ears. There's his ears. And the nose is actually the circle punch out of the owl punch itself, and I just need one of those for one of the noses. Okay, there's his nose. Now, oops, sorry, I bumped the camera. His hand is actually the Boho Blossoms punch. Is the smallest flower. I punch it, and then after I ink them up, I'll show you that too, I cut it in half, and that's his hands. As you can see here, that's his little hands. They're just too cute. He's holding his little present. Now, for the present itself, it's a piece of green that is cut at 1.5 by 2.5, and then I layered it with a piece of 1 3/4 by 2 3/4 on the white. And I took the green and I ran it through the embossing folder called Country Foliage, because it looks sort of like mistletoe to me. I thought that would be very cute. So let me run that through. Make my little sandwich. The embossing folder between the 2 plates, and then the shim. If you're only using one piece of cardstock, you need this little plastic shim in order to make a good impression. Okay, let's do this quickly. I did several at one time. I think I did like 4 will fit into an embossing folder at one time. That way I can get my production done a lot quicker. Okay, here we go. There's the embossed green. Okay, and for the red, for his little hat, I used the Blossom Petal Punch, and that's the top part of his hat. If you can see right there, that's the top part of his hat. I just punched it out in red. Or you could use whatever color your Christmas is. You can use the teals, the purples, whatever color you like, because elves are very colorful creatures. And then I have that, and for his little brim, his hat brim, I used white, and I used the smallest oval punch from Stampin' Up. I just first punched like half of the width of the oval, and then I just moved it down to it looked like a brim shape to me, and I punched it out, and there you go. There's your brim for your hat. Now as you see, it will not cover, it almost covers that first little hump on the petal itself right there and there. So I just took scissors, I laid that out, and I'll stack several of these together when I'm actually doing it, and then I just kind of cut off the bottom. in an oval shape itself. I mean, I could actually stick them in the oval punch, but that would just take too long. I actually stack a few together. Now see there, it fits perfect. And then I glue everything together, and you can't tell I cut that with scissors on the back side. Now to the inking. I like to use Cameo Coral for the peach color. I love the look of that. The Cameo Coral makes a beautiful peachy tone to the skin. I use these cheap makeup brushes and just dab it in. And it's like you're scraping off the side. Dusting off the side is what I call it. Dusting off the side of the paper. You just kind of go around the edge. And I actually cut off this little top to the ornament because I didn't want it showing on the reverse side, which I could cover that up, but I didn't want to have to explain what that was to the kids. There's his. You see it better on the white. And then I actually do the ears the same way. And make sure your ears are facing opposite directions, because you don't want the ears to be the same direction on his head. And on here, I wanted the points to go out. So, and you don't have to ink up the whole ear. I just do the outside of the ear because this side is going to be glued up under his head. So I have that one. I'm going to ink up this one. It doesn't take much ink. See, it doesn't look like a lot, and it really, you just kind of dust along the side. For his nose, I do the whole nose all the way around, just to give it a little more dimension, so when I glue it to his face, it doesn't blend in all that well. Okay, now for the hand, just all the way around. And then I'm going to cut it in half, right between two of the little divots of the petals, and it gets 4 fingers. Cartoon characters, if you'll notice, always have 4 fingers. A thumb, or a thumb and 3 fingers, I should say. When they do more, it doesn't look right, so they just always have 4 digits on the end of their hand. Okay, I have that done. Now I'm going to glue everything together using my ATG gun. First, oh, I forgot the little ribbon that goes around. I just use paper. I cut strips of, I cut strips of a designer paper, and that way I wouldn't have to sit and cut ribbon and make sure it goes on there straight. So I just cut strips, and that's why I layered the present. I can actually just put a little ATG gun around where I'm going to put the ribbon. So I put 4 little spots of ATG gun. You can see that in the light. Just first I did this side, the long side, flipped it over, and then I cut it. That way I don't have to pre-measure everything. I fold it over. Fold over the first one, fold it over so it sticks, and then cut it just long enough to fold over, and there you have it. Now I can re-glue, or actually re-adhere some more ATG, stick the present together. That's why I layered it. I don't have all these extra little edges showing. It looks like just one big present. Now for the hands and the head, I used this DAP 1 stick. It's sort of like the Tombow, and it's clear. I just kind of glue it all together. Oh, sorry. Let me wipe that off. Back up. I actually used a brown for the hat to give it a little more dimension. Just inked up the edges of the hat. See, it gives it a little more shading and dimension. The white I left alone. I was going to use glitter, but I thought with all the kids opening them, touching them, the glitter would just get everywhere, and I didn't think the parents would appreciate that. We have a very large family, which I love. Each and every one of them so much. I just kind of look at the back and move it down. And there you have his little cute hat. Okay, now I'm going to put his hat on his head. Again, just using the Tombow. The one stick. It's just like the Tombow. Very good adhesive. Just kind of put it down top of his head like that. Glue on his ears. Again, just a little adhesive. It doesn't take much. And once it dries, this stuff really, really sticks. Glue them behind his head. Just kind of eyeball it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody's ears are perfect. Just so he has sort of a lobe and then the point sticking up. Now I use dimensionals for his nose. I want his nose to stick up a little bit. But the dimensionals, the Stampin' Up! Dimensionals were a little large, so I just cut them in 3s. It's kind of time consuming, but I didn't want it to show. Make sure you put it on the right side. You don't want to waste all your time inking it up and you don't actually use the ink side. Okay, if I can get this off. Alright, stick on his nose. Right in the middle. Just eyeball it. Look how cute he is already. Oh, my ear. It takes a little while for this glue to dry, but once it does, it sticks. Okay, here's my marker. Now you can take time to cut out the owl's eyes. You can punch out the white and then the black, or the white and the little bitty dots for black. I don't want to do all that. I have so many to make. I'm just going to make cute little cartoony eyes, little black dots. The closer you put them together, the more cartoony they look. Don't put them way over here on the side. And for his mouth, I'm just kind of giving him a little sneer because he's sneaky. He's helping Santa. Just kind of put a little mouth on the side like that. Then I'm going to glue him down to the present. And actually I can use ATG gun for this. Just on his chin. Just a little bit right there on his chin. Can you see that? Stick it to the present. And now for his hands, I'm just going to use the one stick again. Stick it just on the little ribbon part and a little bit on the edge. And just stick his hands down like he's holding on to the present. He doesn't want to let go of it just yet because it's not quite Christmas. There you go. See, there's his hand. You stick the other hand down. There you go. Now for the candy itself, the little candy tubes, I've already filled them. I sat on the couch one night and just, because it's a little mind numbing, and just did red, green, red, green, red, and green until I got them finished. So I've got that part completed. Now to glue him down, I wanted to use my glue dots. That way if they want to peel them off, they can, but I wanted to make sure they really, really stuck together. So I used the large glue dots and I just cut them in half. And on the tube itself, make sure it's the side that isn't on the flap, because you want them to be able to open it and they actually can, again, like I said, make it a bookmark if they choose. And just stick them on there. And you have a cute little treat for Christmas or any other time. These are gorgeous when you make them for birthdays. They can be any colors, any themes. People put Skittles in here. I've seen pencils for teachers' gifts. It's endless. You can use these for all sorts of things, these little candy tubes. You can get them from Stampin' Up! And there's also a lot of other places that have these now that you can order online from. But I hope you enjoyed this video and hope you have the best Christmas ever. And all my elves say, Merry Christmas!